Hello, humans that choose to watch this video. Thank you. We're looking at the team scores, and this is my finals recap. Okay, uh, Penn State 181.5 points, a new team score record. They got it with Josh Barr at 177.5, and then Lil Doy added on. And then Oklahoma State 131 points in second place. They had 3 freshman champions. Nuts. 2 true freshman champions that went undefeated. Vega never got taken down in the whole season. Absolutely nuts. And that's the last time that an undefeated true freshman has won since back in the 40s. Justin Bash had mentioned that they were World War II vets and like 24 years old when they did that. So that makes it even more impressive to me. Nebraska at 100.5. Good tournament for them. Iowa 92.5 took home the 4th place trophy. And those are your trophy winners for teams. I don't know how all the outstanding wrestler and all that for the NCAAs. I don't know all that, but I'll figure it out. I'm just taking this video immediately after the finals. Let's get into it. I said I wish DC were on the broadcast for ESPN. Danielle Cormier was great to have there. I didn't have a problem with 133 being the last match. I thought it fit. And you give Jesse Mendez his flowers by giving him first dibs. And like, that's when the most viewers are going to be there, is it not? I don't know. The bell at the beginning I did enjoy. I was hoping they would do it for every match. I wonder if they did. I wasn't in the arena, so I don't know. And they didn't show all the walk-in songs. Not a fan of that, ESPN. Let's get into it. Jesse Mendez and Sergio Vega at the 141-pound final. Good match. The early stall warning I did love, just to create action. And Vega, yeah, it was looking like he was going to do what he was doing all match. At least that was the goal. There was 3-on-3 shots throughout the entire match. Okay. But the stalling, there was no shots at all. It was just hand fighting. Vega took down, got out. Reversal attempt by Mendez. There was a great scramble out of that. Mendez got out. Yeah, first undefeated freshman since, yeah, like I said earlier, no takedown conceded by Vega all year. Absolutely crazy stat. True freshman, national champion, beat a 2-time national champion, senior, who was going. If he would have won that match, he was very, I don't know. He was seen as the hottest trophy winner, kind of, in a way. Like, people were going to vote for him. Mitchell Messenbrink is the hottest trophy winner. I stand by that. We'll get to that later. 149 pounds. Aiden Valencia. What an extraordinary tournament that he had. Truly. Great takedown initially. No near fall. I did agree with the challenge brick due to it being the final. And that's the only reason. 3-1 into the second. Extra flurry. There was an exciting flurry after the escape that Valencia had. Enjoy watching great wrestling, okay? Great action, 4-4 by Valencia. Great chain wrestling by Van Ness to get the takedown. Valencia went in for the takedown, and he looked like he was almost going to get it, and then Van Ness just kept going, and he went and got it. Yeah, the blood time in that match took forever. Kind of slowed things down, but it was a great match. They went 5-5 into sudden victory, and then immediately blood time into sudden victory again, and then Aiden Valencia just went and freaking got it 8-5. And then I didn't understand Penn State's challenge. I think it was clearly a takedown. Clearly. So, yeah. And they did, on the broadcast, they mentioned they've always done this in wrestling, but they do. They use tampons. They cut tampons, put it in people's noses, stop the bleeding. I said that is a great, Aiden Valencia is a great example of what momentum can do for you in this tournament. And it's true. He had the momentum going into that match. That personal, like Aiden Valencia personally had the momentum going into that match. He was wrestling very well. Great story with his sister at the end too. She had tore her ACL, had to forfeit out, didn't win a national championship. He went and got it. And I picked that. I picked Aiden Valencia to win. Just saying. You can go back in the video. Landon Robidoux and Antrell Taylor. Antrell at the beginning of the match, the 2-minute scramble. And all it was Landon Robidoux trying to finish a single leg. And Antrell has great defense. And he's so frickin' strong. So frickin' strong. Taylor went down. Great flurry to near fall. Okay, and I said this when they went into the challenge. I said I believe it's at least 2 near fall, and they gave him 3, I believe, and then they changed it to 2 near fall. Okay, they got it right. The refs got it right. The officiating has been subpar throughout the entire tournament. Okay, subpar. And when Manning in the corner threw in the brick, Taylor, you could see him. You could read his mouth. He said, "Yeah, go ahead and throw the brick," and they just started clapping. It was awesome. Yeah, Antrell got out, made it 2-1. And honestly, there was a time they put the camera on David Taylor, and he was looking into the crowd, and all he did was smile. He didn't look stressed at all. He didn't look stressed at all. And that goes to your athletes. If you're sitting in the corner, calm, you're just there to coach and help them out when they need help. They'll do what they do. I didn't know a stall call could be challenged. And it was. By Manning in the Nebraska corner. I found that to be odd. And I did mention Robidoux is so patient. When he's in on a single leg trying to finish, like positionally, he will stay somewhere because he knows if he goes further, like it's going to create more for the other guy in the scramble. And he just sat there on the edge and was just holding the leg, holding position in the scramble. He's great at that. Yeah. Robidoux wins a freshman national championship. And 3 freshman national champions in the first 3 bouts of the finals. Crazy. And then I did mention what they're building at Oklahoma State is better than Penn State, in my humble opinion. The vibe, how it is, how they wrestle, how they have fun, how they speak to the media, all of the things. I like it. All right. Let's go, Mikey. That's what I wrote down. I was cheering for Mikey Caliendo. I'm an Iowa fan. Why wouldn't I cheer for Mikey Caliendo? 3-0. Yeah, 9-3 in the first. And then terrible stop in action. The first headlock he had, I thought. Yes, it was getting dangerous, and yes, it was tight. But Messenbrink was wrestling through it. Messenbrink almost had the reversal. Caliendo might have done something more with that, given more time to finish it out. This is like the PJ Duke thing with Robidoux in the semis. In my opinion, it's not that important, I'd say. Caliendo was down 10-3. PJ Duke was trying to get into the finals. So I'm not saying like same. I'm saying same situation. Yeah, let them wrestle the position out. Let them wrestle the position out. When did we start stopping wrestling? when it's happening, when action is happening. When did we say, oh, we better take a look at this? When the move's not finished yet. Let it be finished. Anyway, he tried that again. He threw him, and then, yeah, Messenbrink. Messenbrink is so freaking good. Messenbrink is the Hodge Trophy winner in my eyes. I don't know, like, there have been others arguing that Josh Barr should, if he major decisions, like he gets a major in all of his matches. Bonus point ratio, 100%. He didn't get that against Cody Merrill. He went 6-3 with Cody Merrill in the NCAA finals. Messenbrink went 20-4 against Mikey Caliendo. That's the only argument I need. And David Carr's the only one to beat Messenbrink in his career. Messenbrink is so good. Minto and Haynes was boring. Minto and Haynes was boring. That is one of two matches that Penn State won on a stall call. And this one I did not have that much of an issue with. I don't have much of an issue with the Little Doll situation either. I just don't like how that ended like that. And Minto is great. That's what I get out of that. Minto is great. And once Levi Haynes is gone, I imagine Christopher Minto is going to have himself a time at 174. McAnally and Welsh. McAnally and Welsh. We were on the Flow Sports. I was on the Flow Wrestling live stream that they were doing. They had a poll. So is it going to end in regulation? Sudden victory. Obviously, everybody thinks sudden victory. I picked McAnally because I thought he would go and get a takedown. I picked him in my brackets. I picked him in my finals preview. And guess what? First period, what's McAnally do? He goes and gets a takedown. And then he doesn't have to do anything the rest of the match because Rocco Welsh is still just waiting back. And honestly, did Rocco take down the good guys? I gotta go back and WrestleStat, but like great competition. And I'm talking McAnally, I'm talking Ferrari, I'm talking Sinclair. He didn't wrestle Sinclair. But those two, I don't think he ever took them down. He can take down everybody else, but Rocco has not been able to take them down. I was happy to see McAnally win. And I was happy to see McAnally stall his ass around to take the win too. 4-3. I'm telling you, that game of sudden victory gets to you if you're playing it. The game to sudden victory, 1-1, to get a takedown in sudden victory or go to tiebreakers, that will bite you in the ass eventually. I'm saying. Barr and Merrill. 6-3. It wasn't really all that exciting of a match. But Barr is a national champion for the first time. I'm happy for him. Yeah, and they got the team points record with that win. And I was surprised by that. I hadn't been paying attention to that, and they brought it up. It was like, I didn't even think they had a shot. But why didn't I think they had a shot? They had 6 in the frickin' final. Right? Yeah, 6 in the frickin' final. 6! That's one more than half of the weights Penn State has in the finals. Man, I can be as annoyed with Penn State's success as I want. And I'll continue to be. And I'm cheering for Okie State. And I respect it. I respect Penn State and what they've done. What they've done, nobody's done. Nobody may ever do. Bastida, Trumbull. Great action at the end of the first. There was a great scramble at the end there. 4-0. There was a great sequence, truly. Bastida brought him up, and then, it looked like he was taken down. Dresser even challenged it, and they didn't get it. But the way that they just chain wrestled through that was amazing to see us some freaking heavyweights. And I knew we'd see something like that in this match, and Trumbull got on top. And then, in the third period, Bastida looked over to his corner, and Dresser said, "Neutral." And Bastida said, "Down." Trumbull wrote him out. Sometimes it benefits to listen to Kevin Dresser. Sometimes it does. Not saying that's the reason Bastida lost the match. I do think it is clear that was a bad decision. And Trumbull's top game is savvy. When Bastida was first up in a tripod, all he did was put his leg around the ankle, and he would drift it, like he would pull it out with his leg. He would pull Bastida's leg out, and he was sitting on his ass. I ain't seen that. I ain't seen that till Isaac Trumbull did it. I've seen a ride like that. I'm just saying I haven't seen what I just explained, and you can go back and watch it, but he puts him in a split from a tripod. Just by riding him, he's got a seatbelt on the back end, okay? And then he's just freaking pulling his leg. And I ain't never seen it. All right. Congrats, Isaac Trumbull and NC State. North Carolina power, baby. Raleigh. I ain't been to Raleigh yet. I'll get there. Lillidahl and McGowan. Frickin' boring. McGowan tried to take it into 1-1 sudden victory, but the ref said no with about 1 minute and 45 seconds left on the clock approximately around that time, and McGowan still didn't do anything. And Lillidahl turned into the freaking staller. Lillidahl is your national champ. And Lillidahl is the best 125-pounder. I'm glad that he finally proved it, because he didn't get to be able to do that last year. Jackson Davino. Great action in the first sequence. And I think Jax thought to himself, I'm not going to be able to do this. What I do with this guy. And I think he kind of let off a little bit, which was a smart choice. Because Davino had freaking heavy. That was great defense by Davino to get out of whatever the fuck Jax was doing. And that's how I explain what Jax is doing. Whatever that man's doing, you just gotta watch it. 0-0 into the second. Davino went down. And the stall call on Davino in the second period, when he was down, was early and uncalled for. Although I love a good stall call. Hell, I say bring back the double stall. We need to see more of that. Double stalling. Both of you are doing nothing. Double stalling. Frick, I'll stall them both out. Anyway, questionable stall call. Should not have been called. 1-1, and then on a Davino shot, Jax Forrest starts to go on a go around, okay? And then Davino went under, tried to grab the ankles, and all Jax did was grab on, sit down, and get on top for the only takedown this year on Ben Davino. Which is crazy. That is just a freshman doing that, And then this Jax, he's a high school senior, okay? Enough of college freshman. This man's a high school senior. He just won nationals. He just won the nationals tournament. He should be in Pennsylvania wrestling the state tournament 2 weeks ago. He just won the nationals tournament. This kid, okay, said he's the best in the world. And he is. I think he'll prove that. And I hope we get him in 2028 in college. But I imagine Olympic red shirt is coming. You know, great for wrestling. That kid is great for wrestling, and so is David Taylor. David Taylor is great for wrestling. All right, what a great frickin' tournament. I got life to attend to again for the week, and I appreciate all that have taken the time to listen to me and what I have to say about NCAA wrestling. Know that on this channel, I'm going to get into my travels. I'm going to talk about some stories in my life. And yeah, I'm in my fuck it era. Fuck it, let's do it. Era. That's what this was. This was a start to that. Okay? I love me some college wrestling, but there is more to life than college wrestling for me. And this is the 3 days out of the year that I get to frickin' nerd out. Not to say that I don't pay attention throughout the whole year, because I do. I pay close attention. But yeah, there's more to life than sport. This is entertaining. And I was entertained this weekend fully. Thank you to the college wrestlers for putting it all out on the mat. And no more 1-1 sudden victories starting in 2027. Peace, y'all.